This is Unit 15, the melodic phrase structure of the Keith Snell and Martha Ashley Fundamentals of Piano Theory Level 4. And we'll talk about repetition, imitation, and sequence. So repetition is when you're taking a melodic or a rhythmic pattern and repeating the exact same pitches and rhythm. And that's what we're going to do with the first example here. We're going to take these two measures and we're going to copy and paste it just like on a computer. Control C, Control V. So I'm going to take these 5 notes and just copy and paste it. So my A, F, D, octave higher D, and then my half note B. Boop, 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 boop. Ooh, ooh wee, that's okay. You can see it's the same 8 notes, it's the same pitches, same half note. Everything is the same as it was in these 2 measures. That's repetition. Just a repeat. Okay, imitation is when it's the same thing, kind of like repetition, except when it's going to be repeated in another voice or in another hand for piano. So here we have this section is going to be imitated from the right hand now to the left hand. That will focus. So we're going to take this chunk here starting on beat 3 and we're going to imitate it from the right hand to the left hand. Now just make sure that when you are imitating this, you need to make sure that it goes from treble clef to bass clef. So we studied on an E, so we need to make sure we go to an E. My quarter note E is on beat 3, and I have a dotted 8th note A. Going to a 16th note B, and then a quarter note C, a quarter note B, I have a quarter note C, a quarter note A, quarter note E. Oops, that stem needs to go the opposite direction. And notice how I'm making sure that these beats line up. So like here's beat 1, that's lining up with beat 1 of the right hand. This is beat 2 lining up with beat 2 of the right hand. And beat 3 is lining up with beat 3 of the right hand. So that's important to do as well. Which way do I want my stem to go here? I think I'm going to have it go up. That's kind of a difficult one because 2 of the notes are on or above and 2 of the notes are below. That one's tricky, but I think I'm going to have the stems go up. Okay, so there's my imitation there. Let's see. Okay, there we go. And it doesn't really say which octave to put that left hand imitation in, so I'm assuming it's this octave. I don't have the answer book to this. I'm just using my best judgment call here. I don't have the original Minuet in A minor by Bach. There's a chance it could have been an octave higher. I don't know, but this is the imitation. It just could have been in a different octave. So there is that chance, that possibility as well. And last page here talks about sequence. Sequence is another type of repetition. The only difference is that you're going to repeat the rhythmic pattern, but now instead of playing at the same pitch, we're going to move the pitch up a second, down a second, so it just depends. So like for example here, this melodic pattern is now, the sequence is now a second below what it originally was here. So we started on a G, G, A flat, and now it moved down a second to F, F, G. So everything is now down a major second. So now for this third example here, they want you to write from this melodic pattern a second above. And these sequences, like you can have a motive and the sequence can just like keep going, like second above, second above, second above, and like keep gaining, or seconds below. So it just depends on what the composer does, but for this example they want us to write it a second above. So here I start with a G. A second above a G is going to be an A, and I have 3 G's in a row, so that's 3 A's in a row. A C, a second above C, is a D. I have 2 16th notes, an A and an F, so that's going to be a B and a G. I'm sure you can hear my dogs running out the doggy door in the background. I have an E here, a second above E. It's an F, but second above everything's a major second, so it's going to be an F sharp. I only have to draw my sharp sign in once because sharps carry through the measure. Okay, now I have a couple 16th notes here and an 8th note to close it off. G, gonna be an A, G. Yeah, draw on that F sharp again because the measure restarted. G and a B. Okay, and that's that. The next page, it just talks about motives or motifs. A motif is just the same thing as a motive. It's just 2 different words that mean the same thing. I always learned a motif in college, but in high school I was always taught a motive. So it really just depends on who tells you what. There's a lot of different words that mean the same thing, so don't get confused by that. There's a lot of different concepts that are called different things too in music theory as well. So this page, there's nothing that you have to do on this page, but it just talks about motives or motifs as well, which is just a short melodic or rhythmic pattern that kind of pops up throughout a piece of music. And it gives different examples of what they might look like. One of the motifs that pop up is from the sonata that they have on the next page here in the Sonatina by Clementi, which is right here. This is the motif that keeps popping up, a reoccurring melodic or rhythmic pattern that you kind of see reoccurring throughout the piece or the sonatina or whatever it may be. And it may be manipulated in different ways, however the composer may see fit. And that's what this page kind of talks about in here. So, yep, that's the end of this unit.